Imagine a single number that silently pulses through the core of religion, science, astronomy, geometry, and mysticism. A number that connects the orbit of the moon to the chanting beads of monks, the angles of sacred geometry to the ancient Upanishads. That number is 108. It's not just a number. It's a hidden frequency of the universe. A code so old and so embedded in nature and spirit that even modern science bows in curiosity. Why do malas contain 108 beads? Why do martial artists perform 108 movements? Why is the average distance from the Earth to the Sun approximately 108 times the diameter of the Sun? Coincidence? Or is 108 the thread that stitches together the seen and unseen, the measurable and the mystical? Join us as we dive into this extraordinary mystery. Astronomical symmetry. Earth-Sun-Moon ratios. One of the most intriguing features of our solar system is the proportional relationship between the Earth, Sun, and Moon. On average, the distance from the Earth to the Sun is approximately 108 times the Sun's diameter. Likewise, the distance from the Earth to the Moon is approximately 108 times the Moon's diameter. This remarkable symmetry is not exact due to orbital eccentricities, but it's close enough to allow for total solar eclipses, a rare cosmic phenomenon in which the Moon perfectly obscures the Sun. Such precise alignment appears more than coincidental and suggests a deeper cosmic harmony. This geometric alignment allows us to witness one of the most awe-inspiring events in nature, solar eclipses. The Moon and the Sun appear nearly the same size in the sky, not because they are the same size, but because of the proportional distances described by the number 108. This ratio plays a pivotal role in celestial mechanics and optics, allowing for scientific study and spiritual awe to coexist. Furthermore, the Moon orbits the Earth in a path that echoes the same mysterious harmony. Its phases, its pull on the tides, and its presence in human mythology across cultures reinforce the symbolic importance of this alignment. Ancient civilizations noticed these ratios and enshrined them in their temples, myths, and calendars. The fact that the Sun is about 400 times larger than the Moon, and also about 400 times farther from the Earth, creates this unique symmetry. No other planet in our solar system experiences this perfect eclipse scenario, making Earth not only rare but uniquely aligned with the symbolic resonance of 108. Some theories even suggest that this resonance is part of a sacred cosmic design, an ancient, built-in intelligence embedded in the architecture of our solar system. While modern astronomy treats such ratios as coincidence, the recurrence of 108 in such key alignments invites a re-evaluation of what we consider random. In addition, Earth rotates approximately 108 times faster than it orbits the Sun. This velocity ratio mirrors the same numeric alignment, showing up not only in space, but in the very motion of our planet. Many ancient temples and monuments are aligned with solar and lunar cycles, suggesting that ancient people were not only aware of these ratios, but revered them. The Angkor Wat Temple in Cambodia, for example, encodes celestial alignments that mirror the Sun and Moon's motion. In Vedic cosmology, the number 108 connects with the Navagraha, the 9 celestial influencers, and the 12 zodiac signs. Multiplying them, 9 times 12, results in 108, again, pointing to a symbolic astronomical framework. Could the structure of our sky be more than just a happy accident? This section of the cosmic puzzle urges us to consider the possibility of intentional design, a blueprint written in the stars and planets. Sacred traditions. Hinduism, Buddhism, martial arts. In Hinduism, the number 108 is revered as sacred, representing the universe and its completeness. There are 108 Upanishads, philosophical texts that form the spiritual backbone of Hindu thought. Chanting a mantra 108 times is believed to align the individual with cosmic vibrations, with mala beads aiding this practice. The malas, or prayer beads, traditionally have 108 beads. Each bead represents a step on the path to spiritual enlightenment, and the number 108 is thought to encompass all the sacred directions of time and space. Chanting mantras using these beads becomes a meditative journey toward oneness. In Buddhism, 108 represents the number of earthly temptations or defilements a person must overcome to achieve nirvana. This symbolism plays a central role in Buddhist rituals, particularly in Japanese culture, where temple bells are rung 108 times on New Year's Eve to purify the soul of last year's sins. In Tibetan Buddhism, the number again arises in the context of prayer wheels, which often contain mantras repeated 108 times. This sacred recurrence points to a shared understanding across cultures about the spiritual weight of 108. Even in Sikhism, although not central to doctrine, the use of mala beads with 108 segments appears in some practices. It seems 108 transcends individual religions and emerges as a pan-spiritual constant. The use of 108 in martial arts traditions adds a physical dimension to its spiritual symbolism. Many schools of Kung Fu, particularly those rooted in Shaolin philosophy, train in 108 forms or movements. These are not random. They are meticulously designed to bring mind, body, and spirit into alignment. In Tai Chi and other internal martial arts, the number appears again. The sequences are meditative, rhythmic, and symbolic, each motion representing a spiritual or philosophical principle. Japanese martial arts such as Kyudo, archery, and some forms of Aikido also incorporate 108 as a symbolic structure. The idea is that mastery over 108 techniques equates to mastery over the self. This repeated use of 108 across religious and physical disciplines underscores its role as a bridge between the material and the mystical. Whether in prayer or in combat, the number serves as a guidepost toward transcendence. Numerical wizardry, math, geometry, golden ratio. Mathematically, 108 is a Harshad number, meaning it is divisible by the sum of its digits. 1 plus 0 plus 8 equals 9, and 108 divided by 9 equals 12. This makes it special within the field of number theory, and gives it a unique numeric harmony. More fascinatingly, 108 can be expressed as the product of the first three natural numbers raised to their own powers. 1 to the power of 1 times 2, to the power of 2 times 3, to the power of 3, equals 108. This beautiful formula intertwines unity, duality, and trinity, a symbolic echo of philosophical and religious triads. In geometry, the internal angles of a regular pentagon measure 108 degrees. The pentagon is central to sacred geometry and forms the basis of the pentagram, a shape revered in esoteric traditions. This geometric anchor gives 108 a visual and structural relevance. The pentagon and pentagram are related to the golden ratio, approximately 1.618, a mathematical constant found in nature, art, and biology. The golden ratio and 108 coexist in the same geometric families, both appearing in patterns like flower petals and nautilus shells. Even in trigonometry, the number 108 has unique properties. Cosine and sine values at 108 degrees reveal symmetrical relationships tied to the golden ratio. This ties numeric elegance to physical design. The Sanskrit language, considered sacred and structured like a computer code by some scholars, has 54 letters. When paired with both masculine and feminine energies, the result is 108. Here, math meets language and symbolism. In Vedic astrology, 9 planets and 12 houses create 108 combinations. The moon's 27 nakshatras, lunar mansions, each split into 4 quarters, again producing 108 divisions. Math is not just a tool, but a sacred design language. Ancient measurements also reflect 108. The Vedic yojana, an ancient unit of distance, appears in calculations of the Earth-Sun-Moon relationships that approximate modern measurements shockingly well. 108 also shows up in timekeeping. A day has 24 hours, 60 minutes each, 1,440 minutes total. Divide that by 108 and you get 13.33, a number related to lunar cycles. Time, too, seems to echo the rhythm of 108. Philosophical resonance, spiritual symbolism. In many spiritual traditions, numbers hold symbolic meaning, and 108 is seen as the number of the universe. It's thought to represent the wholeness of existence, completion, unity, and spiritual fulfillment. In yogic philosophy, it is said that there are 108 energy lines, nadis, converging at the heart chakra, the center of spiritual consciousness. This makes 108 not just a number, but a spiritual map embedded in the human form. Ayurveda, the sister science of yoga, identifies 108 marma points, vital junctions of energy, blood, and consciousness. Healing these points is believed to restore health and align the body with universal energy. The repetition of 108 in meditation practices serves to align individual consciousness with cosmic order. Each repetition brings one closer to stillness, to enlightenment, to union with the divine. The number is also found in the structure of the rosary in Christianity, and prayer beads in Islam and Sikhism. While the exact number of beads differs, the symbolic use of counted repetition reflects a universal spiritual rhythm. Even in the Tarot and Kabbalah, numbers carry deep metaphysical significance. Though 108 isn't always explicit, its components, 1, unity, 0, emptiness, and 8, infinity, mirror these systems' philosophical underpinnings. 108 can be viewed as a cosmic mandala, a symbol of divine symmetry. Mandalas, used in various cultures for meditation and spiritual growth, often hide the number 108 in their layers. Some traditions believe that chanting a mantra 108 times creates a spiritual vibration that resonates with the frequency of the universe, creating harmony between the microcosm, the self, and the macrocosm, the cosmos. Philosophers like Pythagoras believed that numbers were the language of the soul, and 108, with its perfect mathematical and symbolic properties, could very well be the spiritual DNA of the cosmos. This section invites us to consider numbers not merely as quantities, but as spiritual archetypes, tools for accessing deeper truths hidden behind the veil of material reality. Modern mysticism, sacred geometry, synchronicity. Modern mysticism blends ancient spiritual wisdom with contemporary scientific inquiry, and within this fusion, the number 108 emerges repeatedly. Sacred geometry, the metaphysical study of shapes and proportions in nature and art, finds 108 nestled within countless structures. From architecture to crop circles to fractals, the repeating presence of 108 in sacred art forms hints at an archetypal blueprint underlying creation. Synchronicity, a term coined by Carl Jung, refers to meaningful coincidences that seem to defy logical causation. Devotees of modern mysticism frequently observe the number 108 appearing serendipitously on clocks, license plates, page numbers, as if the universe is speaking in numeric whispers. This mystical worldview suggests that 108 acts as a code embedded in the matrix of reality. For instance, mandalas and yantras used in meditation are designed using geometric principles in which the number 108 subtly appears. Their radial symmetry reflects the balance of internal and external harmony. The ancient flower of life pattern, a recurring theme in sacred geometry, hides the pentagonal angles tied to the number 108. These overlapping circles contain the seeds of creation itself, mathematical, biological, and spiritual. The rise of digital spirituality has amplified interest in 108. Apps for mindfulness, breathing, and chakra alignment incorporate the number, whether for practical timekeeping or cosmic attunement. This integration demonstrates how ancient wisdom finds new life in modern tools. Even in popular media, the number 108 appears in films, literature, and television with uncanny frequency. These nods are sometimes intentional, other times serendipitous, deepening its mythos. Spiritual practitioners today speak of vibrational frequencies, suggesting that 108 is more than symbolic, it's energetic. Sound healers believe chanting mantras 108 times can change a person's frequency to resonate with cosmic harmony. Artists and musicians explore 108 in compositions, tempos, and scales. In some experimental music forms, beats and rhythms are structured around multiples of 108 to invoke trance and elevate consciousness. Modern mystics argue that all things, from subatomic particles to galaxies, follow hidden harmonic laws, and 108, as both symbol and system, may be the universal algorithm that bridges spirit and science. Criticisms and coincidence. Skeptical perspectives. While the mystical significance of 108 captivates many, skeptics argue that these patterns are products of cognitive bias. The human brain, hardwired for pattern recognition, might simply be connecting dots where none truly exist. Mathematicians caution against selective number finding. Given the infinite numbers in existence, any number, 108 included, can be cherry-picked to appear meaningful across enough contexts. In science, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Critics assert that the supposed cosmic alignment of 108 in solar and lunar distances is coincidental and variable, not fixed or intentionally designed. They also point out that cultural reverence for 108 developed independently in various traditions, suggesting symbolic rather than scientific origins. Just as 3, 7, or 12 carry significance in other cultures, 108 could simply be a numerological preference. Astrophysicists note that the distances used to support the 108 Earth-Sun-Moon ratios vary over time due to elliptical orbits and not some mystical constant. These approximate values may inspire wonder but lack empirical rigor. Others view the spiritual use of 108, such as chanting or yoga postures, as psychological tools rather than cosmic codes. The benefits lie in routine and focus, not in numerology. Some critics suggest that proponents of sacred numbers indulge in confirmation bias. When you expect to see 108, you'll notice it everywhere, ignoring the times it doesn't appear. Academic disciplines like anthropology and religious studies approach 108 as a cultural artifact. They study how humans ascribe meaning to numbers, but they stop short of endorsing mystical properties. Debunkers argue that sacred geometry, while beautiful, often relies on artistic interpretation more than measurable science. The overlaps between spiritual symbolism and mathematics may be more poetic than provable. Despite these criticisms, even skeptics admit there's something psychologically profound about numbers. Whether 108 is a cosmic truth or a collective metaphor, it undeniably shapes how millions perceive reality. When we step back and take in the full mosaic, 108 becomes more than just a number. It becomes a bridge between disciplines, traditions, and dimensions. Whether seen through the lens of astronomy, mysticism, geometry, or psychology, its presence implies a deeper order. In Hindu and Buddhist rituals, the number 108 is central to prayers, chants, and meditative sequences. In astronomy, it emerges through astonishing ratios and celestial mechanics. In martial arts, it guides physical discipline and philosophical introspection. And in sacred geometry, 108 echoes the aesthetic harmony underlying life itself. What connects these disparate fields is a shared recognition of patterns, structures that reflect the interconnectedness of all things. The number 108, appearing as both symbol and structure, implies a universe not built on randomness, but resonance. Philosophers argue that the human fascination with 108 represents our quest for meaning. The recurrence of such numbers across civilizations hints at an archetypal resonance, something embedded deep in the collective unconscious. Artists and architects, ancient and modern, have used numerical symbolism to reflect divine harmony. From Angkor Wat to Stonehenge, sacred sites echo the language of mathematics. Perhaps 108 is not just encoded in religion or nature, but in human creativity itself. Science may not, yet, validate the mystical claims surrounding 108, but it acknowledges that the universe is filled with recurring patterns. Fractals, Fibonacci sequences, golden ratios, that lend themselves to symbolic interpretation. The symbolic power of 108 is that it functions on multiple levels. It is literal in astronomy, meditative in spirituality, geometrical in design, and psychological in meaning. This multidimensionality makes it a unique lens to explore the unity behind apparent diversity. Imagine a cosmic architecture, where frequencies and forms, numbers and names, are all part of a living blueprint, a reality where the sacred is not separate from the scientific. In such a worldview, 108 is not a curiosity, it is a clue. Ultimately, whether you believe 108 is a divine code or a cultural coincidence, its impact is undeniable. It shapes prayers and calculations, art and architecture, movement and meaning. It reminds us that the universe is more interconnected than we often perceive. So what does the number 108 mean to you now? A relic of ancient cultures? A bridge to divine truths? Or a reflection of our desire to find meaning in mystery? Whatever your answer, remember that numbers, like stories, are ways we connect with the cosmos. And perhaps, just perhaps, 108 is the whisper of the universe reminding us we are part of something far greater than we can see. Thank you for joining this journey through the hidden structure of the cosmos. If this exploration sparked your curiosity, share it, question it, meditate on it. Because sometimes in a single number lies the map to the infinite.